Pretty deep. It's over a foot. They're shoveling. Lady's walking her dog. Let's follow the lady walking her dog for a while. And I don't know the roads. People were told not to drive, and someone. This is amazing looking. The branch is so heavy. The snow. That tree collapsed over, that branch collapsed. Uh-oh, they're gonna need their landscaper again. This large house on the corner has a landscaper that I mentioned comes every month and trims everything and then does sort of understated decorations for each holiday. They did Valentine's Day, and now it's very understated, nice green for St. Patty's Day. And they said no cars, but there are a few. What should I do? Should I do my 10,000 over to the nut shop, or over to Colonel's Park? What should I do? I'm gonna decide when I get to Stillwell where I'm gonna go. Hi, how's it going? But go up 6th or do Kings Highway. What should I do? I figure the main avenues are cleared a lot better. Wow, look how beautiful it looks. The trees. Should get some nice shots of the trees. Snow is so heavy on the trees. So lovely. It's like, out of like winter postcards. Should I go towards the school and back? That's 3,000 steps. Or should I go to Oceanside and all the way down to, I gotta decide, what should I do? Snow is stopping. I think should I walk over to the Colonel, do my long walk, my 5,000 and back? I don't know how paved it is, that's why. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna turn around and do it. I'm gonna go up to a different route. I'm gonna go up to King on Stillwell, go up to King's Highway and just do it. What do you think? Go straight up to King's Highway. I just feel like a lot of these streets are not cleared. I mean, I might fare better just walking in the street like these people are. So they're getting their cars out. I might get honked at, but I'm gonna do it this way. All right, so we're gonna do it all in one walk. We're gonna walk down to Colonel's Park, Colonel Wiltshire, and then that'll be 5,000 steps. I'll show you my 5,000 step walk. And then I can highlight it later. I can highlight these for some nice So we're on the High Lawn. Some of the side streets, they really did it already. I guess since the last one, folks didn't really do much for 2 days. People are more on the ball with this one. Getting their cars out. The second snowfall of the winter. They have work tomorrow. It seems like the trucks did some plowing. All the people in the street. So the plan is walking east for about a mile and back. I don't know how long my battery will last either. I'll try and keep it warm. I didn't bring my battery charger, but I'm not going to film everything. I think once I get to the park, I'll probably turn off my phone, save the battery. Here comes a car. These people, it's all business. Some people have electric. Let's go for a walk. Enjoy. We'll see. Here comes a van. Oh boy. And this one's backing up. Where's he want to go? He's turning in. Looks like he wants to go straight ahead though. Follow him. Oh boy. Dumping the driveway snow right onto the street. Put it on the side. A little snow's getting in my shoes, but I'm wearing boots. Just a little bit though. But it's easier to walk the roads than these sidewalks if they haven't been done. Even with the packed snow like this. It should be okay. These sidewalks look good. We should go to the sidewalk. These the ones here that lead to the train are paved. Right? All right. Yeah, they're doing most of this. This is by law. They have to do it with it. They're doing it. Okay, let's go. Yeah, that was it. Oh man, I don't believe it. This isn't too bad. It's a little icy already though. Hey, it looks good.
Thank you.
Okay. See you around. Let's go. This is a little icy. This is soft and powdery, you know. See, and then the salted stuff is great. So whoever did this, awesome. There's no ice on the sidewalk. And good solid boots, and the grip is great. I'm hoping most of the sidewalks are like this. Hoping. As we walk east. I don't think that the sidewalks will be. Like this is great. Whoever did this is perfect. But I don't think that in the last snowfall the streets ahead sucked. So I'm gonna walk up to King's Highway. They were icy like this. So we're just packed. This is foot packed and becomes a sheet of ice. They don't salt it. It sucks. And this foot packed snow. It's already iced here. You gotta be careful and twist an ankle. Oh crap. It's shitty. Let's see if the touring house is open now. Let's see if the one is closed. Let's see if this is nicely. This street doesn't look so bad. 6th Street, so it's one of the main roads. My hand's freezing. Cut through the ice. It's gonna get iced. It's too cold. It's up 30. you doing? Alright, so Kings Highway, and the plan is to walk about 30 blocks to the east now, and then walk back. Here we go. 35 blocks. There's no walk. Except the other side's paved. Can we do it? Can we cut across? Gotta break through the ice, you know. Here the sidewalks are great, but it's not every block. You got businesses that are closed for the weekend. So then they didn't open on Sunday, and they're not opening on Monday. But look, the deli's open, the laundromat, supermarket's open. So on we go. So looking ahead, this is residential. They should make a lane or two. Like this walk is easy. It's like a normal sidewalk. Except when the snow falls like that. Hey, when there's so good timing. Oh man. Walking on between 94th and 95th Street after a big snowfall. And some snow landed on my head. But then like a sheet of ice came down and I felt like some kid was on his balcony. And I was just waiting for someone to walk by to drop it. Like it didn't give me a concussion, but it hurt. Like it just targeted me. It wasn't thick ice, so it like shattered, but it was just the surprise of it, you know. And if my head wasn't upright, could have really hurt my ear or my, you know, twisted my neck. It was just shocking. I mean, it's one thing to be hit by snowballs, people throwing snow off their terraces. This walk is fine, by the way. But it's another thing to be hit by a slab of ice. It's obnoxious. When we were kids, we used to throw, I don't know, like rotten fruit and vegetables off the balcony of the 12th floor down to people. Then, we were stupid kids. I don't know, we had some kids over who just dared us to throw out like frozen vegetables and also canned vegetables. And I think if that hit someone, really killed them. I mean, police would be on our door like, who was the kid who threw the... We got yelled at a few times. Thank God we didn't hit anybody. Because if we had, there'd been an investigation. Someone goes to the hospital and get hit by... It's from the 12th floor. We're throwing these like canned carrots or peas. Just being little bratty kids. But we didn't hit cars or anything. Or hit, we just throw it down to the sidewalk and splatter in the back alley. Horrible aftermath to that. I remember being yelled at or being warned by parents. Maybe it was the super himself, like whoever the kids are who are throwing things off the terrace, it has to stop. You can get arrested or something. So we were yelled at, so I didn't do it again. But it was more like a dare from outside kids, you know. kids that didn't live in the building because they didn't live on the 12th floor or the 18th floor, you know. So it was cool to look all the way down. Sad aftermath is one of our cats fell out the window before we moved out of that apartment. Sucked ass. I couldn't believe it when I heard the news. I was in college, I think. Oh, thank you. Good, good. Yeah, the ice, yeah. All right. Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah. Okay, later, muchachos. So, kids have to make up their homeworks and online forms. I hope they do it. I'll post the grades when I go back. My computer forms. Right. You know, when you're coding by computer, once in a while you press the wrong button, or the form doesn't update properly, or you just screw up a question or two. And I have this one or two parents where, and sometimes the computer just crashes, and it's the vendor that we bought, like the Savas vendor. You know, computers sometimes they're just not working properly. So one mom, if there's like 2 or 3 errors, she'll like boycott her sons from doing my worksheets. I'm like, well, that's kind of counterproductive. And by the way, your kids have been working very hard the years I've been working with them. Gone from like C students to B plus to A students. So I think that's counterproductive, you know, but she's insistent that I'm not updating them and I'm making these mistakes. And, you know, I'm doing like thousands of questions, these sets, and writing these worksheets, and then there's 1 or 2 errors. It's not 100% perfect. And she harps on that, and I guess she has every right to as a parent who's trying to motivate their kids to 110%, but she's kind of stickler for frustrating. What I'm doing, you know, when you're, Einstein once said, you know, to do 10 things right, or 1,000 things right, you do 1 wrong thing. People harp on that. He gave the example of he went to the board for a lecture and he did 1 times 9 is 9. Looked at the audience. Went back to the board, did 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 9 is 27. 4 times 9 is 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81. 9 times 10 is 90. 9 times 11 is 91. 9 times, and people started laughing. 9 times 12 is 92 or something. And then he continued with this times table. It was like 1 error on the board or something, or whatever. He said, notice what happened in this demonstration. Nobody said anything to Einstein when he had the first 10 correct answers. But when Einstein made a mistake, 1 mistake, the whole room erupted in nervous laughter. He goes, why is that? Why do you think? And it was the start of one of his math lectures and science lectures. But the rigor of some of these, I guess, physical concepts that they were wrestling with as they continue with the idea of quantum theory and relativity and perspectives on gravitational fields, right? And curvature of space-time. Stuff that I have very basic grasp and understanding of. Trying to say that when it can be very, you know, when you're trying to defend your doctoral thesis, and there are holes in it. It's a very rigorous proof. Just need to be consistent in every framework. So, for example, I think Feynman or someone, if you give weight to an electron or not, within a gravitational field or not, or within between masses, completely changes the math of a system. And even basic considerations like that, those are the basis. Like in a matrix field, those chosen basis vectors determine the structure of the field itself. This is way before computers were able to grasp and contain these logical concepts. But I remember really thinking that most of the ideas that I had encountered in math, I remember being blown away, where higher dimensional matrices can encapsulate and express those ideas and map them. I remember thinking that one day in matrix algebra class, that if I were younger and had more time, I would want to be a master of not only determinants and kernels and vectors and stuff, but of compositions that use polar and rectangular and spherical geometry and stuff within the matrices themselves. Not just for rotations on the plane and design, but thank you. Three-dimensional animations, but multi-dimensional mathematics that's based on different variables. And I hadn't encountered that level of thinking until I was in quant class. This master equation where they were trapping the kernel of a price, they said, using 6 indicators. And they described it as up, down, price, forward, back, sort of price oscillators and moving averages for the forward back. But there seemed to be a geometric analysis to the master formula that I didn't fucking write down. I'm rich by now, probably, if I wrote it down. But to time market entry and exits based on these 6 variables, like a price oscillator, percentage price oscillations. I digress. We're at 29 minutes. So, as we pass Starbucks, it should be about 2,200 steps, but in the snow it's a lot slower. So, we're a little less than halfway to the park. And again, I was worried. Most of the streets seem to be like this, icy and then half paved. But hopefully, thank you, by the time we return, we will have streets like this at my feet, and not streets with these strips of ice. Hopefully, I didn't bring out my own shovel. I didn't bring my own shovel, right? Haha, seems like a dad joke. So, this is my walk east. So I really do think of this walk in terms of landmarks as well. After Adam's Deli here, there's some kosher restaurants. I think, after the security booth, I'll be at Ocean Parkway. And then after Ocean Parkway, I will continue on. And I will be at the sushi restaurant with the two dragons. And then I'll be at the Mirage restaurant. And then I'll be passing the warehouses and place under construction. And I'll wind up at the gym, Harbor Fitness, and 7-Eleven. And then Taco Bell and KFC. And then after that, I'll go past the Triangle and I'll be at, like, this is gonna be a sheet of ice. It blocks like my ankles getting to work out here. Super 4th Street. So then there's another train station, and there's a Cane's Chicken, which I think is overrated chicken, by the way. That's good. It's good, and the sauce is good. But it's not worth like the $20 meal. I mean, the KFC. KFC was better than Cane's in my opinion. And then after Target and CVS or whatever, and this nice Russian mart. My next is Planet Fitness, but my next landmark really is the Nut House now. So I wanted to try Turkish Delight, and instead of buying like a roll, it's like a sausage of World Sweets that you cut yourself. I bought a 12-pack, but that shit might have been sitting there for like 3 years or 4 years. The chocolate tasted like plaster. Don't buy the fudge unless it's fresh. But the fruit, which has a longer shelf life, still tasted really good. So if you haven't had Turkish Delight, so I bought like an assortment pack of 12 different flavors of like almond nuts, and like they're like fruit roll-ups, but they're like you know, like a sandwich wrap. They're sandwich wrap of candy, and then you buy it and you cut it like sushi. You ever, like, I rolled sushi with my mom. Well, that's this dessert. It's a Turkish Delight dessert, but sometimes they have jams or jellies or these gelatin like hard jello. But the outside layer that's like, you know, that's like a sushi, like nori, it's like fruit roll-up. So the outside layer is fruit roll-up, and inside it's like jams or jellies. Don't buy the ones with the fudge unless it's fresh, because it tastes like plaster. Sometimes chocolate, even if it's old, when it melts in your mouth and your saliva gets in it, it releases the rich flavor of the chocolate. But not with these Turkish Delights. It's just too old, I think. But I should have looked at how gray it was. Like, might not be healthy eating this shit. It's like old Oreo cookies, old fudge. But the ones that are like raspberry jelly or lemon, Turkish Delight, it's like gumdrops, you know. It's really good dessert. So I bought the box, 12 pieces for $16. So I don't know, what is that? It's like a little more than $1 a quarter. It's like $1.33 per, right? $1.33 per treat. And I'm just having one a day at dinner at the end of my day. So the first one I had was chocolate. Like I said, it's got to be fresh, like right off the roll. Like you rolled the sushi, same day sushi, because the shit was just too old. But the fruit roll-up part tasted good. Then I had a raspberry one, which is good, and then almond nougat, which is like a Mars bar. Which is like a Mars bar, but with a fruit roll-up around it. So a nice little Turkish Delight dessert. It's a little different. But again, I want to go to a candy store where they're like made the same day. Because just the feeling, I didn't get a stomachache or anything. And some of those pieces are like months, if not years old. I'm not even kidding. I just leave it there in the display window for tourists. I made it to Ocean Parkway. A little more than halfway. So 360. Parkway always reminds me of my dad's relatives. And the highway. A lot of cars out the highway route. Stuff with my dad and his cousins and Russian relatives. Oh, let's keep going, right? I was working on work at St. Peter's, and you have a news feed that comes up. And some documentaries came up on Emperor Targia or someone, or like from the 1st century AD when they decided to invade the Dacian kingdom, so they wanted to end that empire. So they didn't even succeed the first couple of times until this emperor got all the troops together. But it's how Romania became Romania. They were able to conquer them and kill them or enslave the rest of them that didn't die. And then the king committed suicide. They found his body, took his head, and brought it to Rome. And there's a column, a candy-striped column with a relief. That's like a comic book. You know what?
You texted me, yeah, earlier. I know you scared me.
A comic strip is in the newspaper, where it's like 3 or 4 panels, and it's telling a joke. They had this like column that reaches up something like 150 feet that tells the story of Rome getting their troops together. It's in the panels, like a comic book story. Building one of those Roman bridges on the fly that can go like across a river with their technology. These modular bridges for their soldiers to march across. That the kingdoms, they knew they were coming. So they sent some scouts to warn the Romans to turn back again because they tried to invade before. Here are the double dragons. So warning the Romans, please go back. And they used to send their messages on these giant mushrooms. Like, I guess they look like little shields or whatever. But they wrote their warning message to the Romans. Listen, we know you're here. Please turn back. We don't want a war with you. And so the Romans invaded anyway. After a bloody battle, where they did. There's so many troops that just destroyed them and their forts and temples and sacred shrines and stuff, and enslaved them. But it was 113 AD. And I've had this comic book store for like 3 years now. Hi, yeah, thank you. Shalom. And it's like there's the Roman Colosseum. It's one of these antiquities of Rome. Like, you know how the Parthenon and the Pantheon stand in Greece? These ruins. Well, they had the column set up in Romania. The country was renamed Romania, people of Rome, because they conquered. That's what they do. They conquered the lands, renamed it Romania. And had some boats, took all the survivors. And this is crazy. Look at the mirages. It's snowing. I can't believe it's snow's picking up now. About 40 minutes. But we're on East 8th. So about 15 more blocks will be at the park. 3/4 of a mile. So maybe. This is what I was worried about. These bags of snow that are not swept. But it is, but it's going to be icy. Should go to the other side now. The icy. It's packed ice now. Let's be careful. So this is the kind of walk that's tough on my ankles. As you get older, if you're borderline diabetic, and you're working out your the caffeines now affect your body in different ways, and you should really just be drinking seltzer water and blah blah blah. No sugar, 0 sugar drinks. Get rid of the caffeine. But I feel pretty healthy relative to others, I suppose. No, relative to myself, like where I was like 6 months ago. Not happy. Hey man, it's a little icy. Careful, yeah. Well, on we go. Ninth Street. And after these nice Jewish and mainstream little mini shops and such. And there's delis, clothing companies. The next big landmark in my walk is usually the 7-Eleven, the gym in the 7-Eleven. I'm not going to go inside for a coffee. So my goal is just to show you the route. 5,000 steps to the east. It's very icy. All right. What about here? Is this better? It's better, right? No, that's more heavily tread, but it's a slab of ice. At least I can see the brick and yeah, it's better. So now it feels like it's a little warmer. However, it's starting to snow again. So maybe upper 20s. And then when it's yellow like this, people pissing in the snow or throwing their drinks down. It's just like piss. I don't want to walk in people's piss. Sometimes if it's brown, it's dog shit. I'm walking in dog shit or bird shit. What's this? This is not salt. It's coffee. It doesn't look like piss. Alright, almost there. So this is about 3,500 according to my calculations. A corner and around. It's about 3,700, 3,800, I suppose. In Harbor Fitness. But I'm going to continue walking. And there's Burlington Coat Factory, by the way. I need some new jeans, but I have no fucking money. Spent my money again on these entrance fees to the Grand Bazaar, so I better make some back in the coming weeks. If the weather improves it. There's KFC and Taco Bell. I'm not going to go there, but I'll film it. So I come here late at night, over to 7-Eleven, looking slush stuff. This Taco Bell or 7-Eleven at night. They're open until like 12, 1 o'clock. Crazy thing is about Taco Bell and 7-Eleven. I remember working at Tompkins Square Bagels. And every once in a while, there would be like low-level gang kids or drug dealers. And they'd bring like these underage girls to 7-Eleven and they'd sit them down. They'd be like making out right in front of you. Like, and I guess they're like they're just kids, you know? But like, whatever drug network they're a part of, they're saving these 15-year-old club kids, giving them a job, distributing drugs to whoever is buying from them. And they're just fucking lost as shit. But is that a nexus point? Like, if you want out of the drug deal, go to 7-Eleven. Or have the cops come over you, or you know, call your parents in Connecticut or Maine or wherever the fuck you're from, or Indiana, and they'll pick you up at 7-Eleven. But it's so, the feeling is so dark when I see these kids that are obviously, some adults are exploiting them so that they can either get their product out or do some underage illegal shit on the internet with these kids. But I saw another one of these kids. She had her book bag and she was filming herself. But then these other big dudes were like a few tables away. I guess she was waiting for her next John or her next client. Whatever the fuck she has to do. But she was in her late teens, she looked like. But she wouldn't talk to me, and I didn't want to, I'm not staring at her. I was just picking up like a chicken pot pie. It's like, shit, I forgot about this. I used to work in the East Village, down by the Catholic Worker. For example, there was this Korean girl, and she and her supposed brother were dealing pot out of this car with Arizona plates. And I used to leave oranges for her. She was really adorable. Her southern accent. She's like, well, my brother, they had a Bible in the window. My brother gets his shit together, wakes up. He's a rap star. He's the head of a rap. And they keep telling him he's going to get into the recording studio now that we're in New York. But every time they keep changing plans on him. I don't know what's up with that. So I spy this cute Korean girl. Oranges to sober up. Bought her a smoothie once even. But I digress. You know, never had a date with her. But one day, because I used to do deliveries down in the village and Midtown, one day the car was just gone. So either they were arrested or they were undercover cops and they were going to Burning Man or some shit like that. Because she was solid. She'd give me a hug. And she was like, because I run marathons, she had like a body, like muscular, like either a cop or like that or like an athlete. She had body. She'd give me a hug if I gave her a smoothie and tell her good luck. But she seemed legit, like trapped with her brother in this drug network. And if people want to ride the dragon, they don't give a fuck about two Korean kids, you know, from the South. But I forgot to write down the fucking license plate. Because one day they were just gone. It was right near the Catholic Worker. Anyway, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Other people on the street that I used to give money to or food, other than pretty Korean babe. This guy named Ricky, who was a crack addict and a junkie on the Upper West Side. And I street performed a lot, so I'd always give him $1 on my way home, Ricky. And I used to train for the marathon, so sometimes I'd be in Riverside Park, and I'd like run 10 miles, and I'd be walking up Riverside, and I'd see Ricky shaking in the cold, like on a bridge. And then some like car with tinted windows would roll up. Ricky would hop in, and I guess he'd get his fix, or I don't know, maybe he was like low-level junkie drug dealer because maybe he brought this dude a few clients so he could pay off his debts. But Ricky was always strung out on the street. And I saw him on and off for years. I'd always give him $1. But he was always like just string being skinny. And I was like, why don't you go to church, get some new clothes, go to church, relax, meet some people. Why don't you? And I had my keyboard. Sometimes they'd go in to play a keyboard gig or juggling. Come on, Ricky. And then one day he couldn't walk anymore. He was crippled. And he was just sitting there. And I said, Ricky, remember me? And he was just different. Something happened, bad, almost OD'd or something. And I was like, he was always had that like junkie energy, like he was strung. strung out, but it was like, he was like strung out, but it was like a rock star. Like this dude could, like, what's his name? Hendrix, like that kind of drug energy. Like this dude could stay up for 2 days in a row or 3 days, like, and like rock on. So maybe they gave him some shit like that, just slowed him down finally. They're like, look, Rick, you owe me $1,000. Why don't you take some of this shit? It's less. And then boom, they just cut their fucking losses by giving him some fentanyl or some fucking shit that ruined him. That must have been it, right? Think about it. And there were a couple others. There was this dude James, who was this gay homeless dude, and but he was always outside the Episcopal Church, and they have like gay priests and stuff. So it was always ironic to me. He didn't want to go to the church. I'm not gay, but I was like, yo, James, you know this church, they have like gay priests and stuff, these Episcopals. He goes, oh yeah. You can get clothes from them, they'll maybe get a job or whatever the fuck. So he was like intelligent, semi-intelligent dude. And then one day I saw him, just give him $1 because he'd asked for it, for food. You know, go, you can get Sunday brunch. They have a huge soup kitchen. I used to work there. A lot of people that work at the soup kitchen, other than the priests, they're gay as well. You know, it's like, you would be safe there. I don't know what you're going through, but it seems like it's a good fit for you, buddy. Right? Like, it's not my place to tell you where to go. What to do, right? Bring that to your attention. When they saw him on the street, he was missing a leg. It's like, Jim, what the fuck happened to you? You have an old leg. Like, it's like going to the hospital. He had gangrene or something. They just amputated his leg. It's a homeless dude. So, he had no leg. It's like, oh shit. Crazy homeless stories. Also on the train, see the same homeless people over and over. This one guy, his name was Anthony. He said he had a wife and kids. He used to cry. He was on the train. And people thought it was a hustle. Some people would say, get out of here, man. This is a scam. I see you all the time. You're scamming us. Liar. One day either he got bit by a rat or just got an infection because he had no shoes. And I swear his leg was like green, like, you know, those toxic video games where the zombies like green. Shit was nasty. And he couldn't walk because of the pain. He couldn't like walk on the leg. It's all shit swollen. I've seen those guys before. Crazy gangrene. It's like, dude, you gotta get to a hospital. That's crazy. But, I don't know who they're gonna listen to. I'm just some math teacher, and I try not to intervene. But if they ask for $1, it's my 2 cents. Oh, go to the church or the synagogue. You can get food. A roast beef sandwich or something. Just keep going and try and figure it out, buddy. I got a bunch of students in that school who still aren't working. I'm sure it's upsetting their parents. I gotta send them private messages when I get home. It's around 17th and I see the trees. It's not that much further to my 5,000 steps. This is shit slushy. These boots are much better than my Skechers. I'm stomping through this stuff. These are old boots. Here's the nut shop where I got the Turkish Delight assortment for $16. But again, in this for like tourists. I should have gone with this side, I think. Oh, sorry. Oh, dude. I'm telling you, this is like for tourists. The battery's getting low, so about one of the assortment boxes for 16. My dad used to buy nougat once in a while, or halava, which is even cheaper instead. Should have just bought the halava. says my batteries are 20%, so when we get to the park, which isn't a few blocks, we're down. It's just a few more blocks, like 4 more blocks. 5,000 steps. Alright. Some pizza places. Some nice Turkish shawarma, gyro type places. Not bad, not bad. No, my right foot's wet. Almost there, guys. It took 58 minutes through the snow to make it over the icy sections. But almost there at Avenue P and at the park. Almost there.
How long? Hey, don't touch it! This is the park. Triangle. So after I cross the street, take the ice cream now. Oh, rescue. Alright, here we are. 12,000. All right, so took an hour. I'll do a 360 here. There's some nice old and new condos here. School, and then Maimonides Hospital Annex. Kings Highway, Ocean Avenue. I'm signing off here. Thanks for watching, and do a subs and follow. It's the second snowfall here in 2026. In New York City, take care and safe travels from Josh.